like a BQ-like structure at the back because of the number of people I'm seeing in your house now that you are feeding. Okay? Now, the remaining, so maybe use 1 plot to build at the back. The remaining 5 plots, you can use like 3 for farm. So you'll be planting what you'll be feeding these people with. The remaining 2, you can be molding block and be selling to people around who are newly coming to this area. He said, hey, I've never thought of it like that. Oh. I said, sir, that's how you start. 1 acre. He said, Pastor Nee, thank you, God bless you. I did 1 acre. So there are informations you give to prospective buyers. It's only when you understand them that you can give it to them. You don't need to have known them for so long. You just need to have a healthy conversation. In short minutes, you can recommend to them. I've often said this, that there is a level where you move from being a realtor to an advisor. There's a difference. You can switch role from being a realtor to an advisor. So when you get to the point of an advisor, you don't need advertisement again. People ask you for your counsel on what they want to do. Even if they don't want to buy that product from you, they'll still come and ask for your counsel. Where you now win is if you give genuine counsel. They come back to you and say, don't you even have what fits into my budget? Eventually you'll be the one to sell to them. So be as sincere as possible. Dale Carnegie said it. One of the power to influence people, one of the rules says you must be genuinely interested in people, and the people must know you are genuinely interested in them. So when you give counsel, you are selling to someone, you are saying, even though I know you may not be able to afford this one, but what about if we structure a pay plan? I remember a lady many years ago that we spoke, and the short time we had, some people say you are gifted, that maybe I'm gifted, that's why it's easier for me to say some things. But I say that I wasn't born this way. Something must push you out. Some people are too comfortable where they are. I was just telling my colleague when we're coming, and I said, you know something? I was pushed out from before 15 years of age, that I was forced to survive. So I have to survive. So you must understand how to talk to a tout. You must understand how to talk to an MD, because you meet different people on the road. So I started with bicycle rental, myself and my Adeni and brothers. We were 3. That if we don't use that bicycle to rent, we will not eat. So in fact, one day I busted into laughter and I said, oh Lord, love our God, that God really loves us. So that growing up, when we're using that bicycle to rent, do you know the collateral we're collecting from them? If they want to carry the bicycle away, they are slippers. The reason why I was not laughing was because the bicycle is more expensive than the slippers. But I didn't know then. I just got to know recently. That, when I remember, I said, no. We're not. In fact, some of those slippers, I remember that otila leyi. That means no absorber at the back again. The shock has removed. And you collect the tools, the pair, you keep it there. If you don't bring back this bicycle, God just loves us. So that's why they will take the bicycle away and still bring it back. So we understood the base of collateral when people want to take your thing away. Even young child. Many a times reality will change your perspective about life. When my father was alive, big boy at our own level. So we were riding the BMX and the Vespa upstairs. None of the tenants can come and play with us. But when the man passed on, we now began to use those bicycles to carry the people that couldn't come and play with us, so we can collect their money. Reality. So a number of times you have to get trained and get retrained. Don't wait until life trains you. Because if you take things too easy, you will soon be eased out of life. So it's a survival of the fittest. You must understand what you're doing. I tell people, I'm not around just to make a few money. I want to give value, and as a result of that, money must follow me. It must follow me. I dictate how much you pay me. If you can't pay, I go elsewhere. So it has to be something. When you are responding, let them know where you are coming from and the depth from where you are coming from. So I am not. Somebody asked me someday, I said, how is it that when you tell people to bring the money, they respond to you? It's because the value has been sold to them before. When I'm responding, they are seeing what they are paying for. So when I say, can I have the check now? So it looks as if I have swallowed anointing oil. They just write the check. It is not because of the fact that you are a pastor or pastoress. It's because you understand what you are selling. They have seen the place of the value of what you are giving to them, and they are exchanging value for money. So your response should be detailed. Then confirm that we should reiterate the objection and confirm that if you are able to overcome it, the prospect will be happy to move forward with the deal. So, and I said there is no point in taking the time to overcome an objection if it won't move you any closer to securing the business. So remember that some prospects are simply never going to buy, in which case it's not an objection, it's a brush off, as you are likely wasting your time. So I was going to give an example of a woman who confirmed that she was going to buy. Why? One day she told me, she said, why are men like this? I marketed her, I prospected to her, and one thing led to the other in a short minute. In fact, oftentimes, so anyway, somebody said maybe it's because of my temperament, because in a short time I can be your friend. In a short time you can suspect me that I'm dating this madam. Just within one day, the way we'll start the rapport, the way she would tell me what happened to her 25 years ago, just in a short time. My mind is open and I want to communicate. I'm talking, she's responding. Okay? So she said, I don't know why men are like this. And I said, what's the challenge? She said, herself and her husband, they've been building wealth over the years. And they've been agreeing that they should buy every of their property in the name of the husband. That recently she just got to know that the man has another woman outside. You know, so when I was from the perspective of my prospecting, she saw me as someone she could open up to. So she opened up and she wasn't happy. So I told her, I said, you know something? I'll just advise you that it's never too late for you to restart again. So you can start your life afresh. So whatever you have, the day is still young. You can still dry clothes outside. So do you still make something from where you work? She said yes. Will you be kind enough to bring your balance sheet or your expenses for the month? Let me say the expenses for the month, our credit and our debit, whatever. That can she come up with an Excel sheet to just show me what comes in and how she spends it every month? She said yes, why not? So she came to my office the following day after that conversation. So she showed me and I saw what will be left for her after all our expenses. And I advised her, you know what? We're going to work on this. I'm going to write a letter on your behalf to the company that they should extend the period of your payments. Maybe that installment plan of 24 months. That I will speak on your behalf, because I was going to do an emotional selling to her, because her story was pathetic, because she's been married for years and she has been, all her money that she makes, give to the man who had his own. They were using it to acquire properties, and eventually in the name of the man alone, not Mr. and Mrs. So, and at that point I said, I'll make a case for you as your lawyer, as your advisor. So I wrote on her behalf to extend the installment plan to 5 years instead of 24 months. and the management of the organization approved it. So she started buying, and she started paying. And within 1 year, God turned things around for her. Her salary shifted from what it was to something bigger, maybe about 200 to 300% increase. So she moved from the 3-bedroom flat that she bought, she moved to something bigger, to the topmost of the penthouse, which was way higher than the other floors. And the day she got her allocation, she was praying for me. I said, if not for you, if not, that one has left. I sold something to you, I collected commission. There's a relationship that's been built just by prospect. So when you are confirming, then you must be able to know that this person is feeling fulfilled having related to you. Let's move. Common objectives and how to overcome them, or objections. Now, not a good time, or now is not a good time. A number of times people say that. You are talking to me at the wrong time. So, timing is a common problem for several reasons. In fact, there are actually 2 objections hidden in here. 1, I personally don't have time to handle this. And 2, this is really not a good time to buy. For this first category, I personally don't have time to handle this. A lot of time, they are not the ones that are making the decision. Not that they don't have that time. E.g., a man that you are prospecting to, whose wife is the one that makes decision, will tell you, I personally don't have time for this. Should I come over for a visit and see madam? The guy will be like, how do you mean? No, so we can all sit together as a family and talk about this. In cases where I've gotten a yes, they end up confirming. So I say that it's not that the man doesn't have the time, it's the madam that will say yes. There are a number of homes like that. There is the woman that is the lion. So, sir, majority of homes. Sir, actually, it's wisdom to do that for national peace. If you think you are smart, you are this way. In most houses in Shomolariga, all the men are dead. If you think you are strong, you just go. Just be mama lady. You just be collecting the rent. Amen. So it's wisdom just to take it easy and let her take the decision. You can see mommy, whatever mommy says. Praise God. Yes, no. You don't want to live long. You call mommy at some point. So, mommy is laughing. So, under that one is, this is really not a good time to buy. E.g., COVID. Okay? I'm interested, but they just slashed my salary. You hear, some people may not be bold enough to tell you that, but they'll say, I'm interested, but this is not actually a good time. Post-COVID, this, and all that. So, then the next thing will be, either way, you need to investigate further to know how to proceed. So, if this is not a good time, just like I said the other time, on this first one, then you may need to ask for a meeting that will entail or involve the partners together. And the other part, when do you think things would have picked up better for us to continue with this conversation? Because the truth is this, it's only a man that they actually have put something in his body from his village that does not want to do something good in Lagos. That's the truth. Oh, everybody. People love to do something good, especially when it comes to real estate. They want to buy land. Those who cannot afford house, they want to buy land. Those who cannot afford land, those who can afford land, they still want to buy house. Those who have bought house before, they want to buy more. So there must be a reason why they are not talking to you. Investigate further. It's important. Ask them. Okay? somebody is being rude to you and objecting each time you are talking, find out why are they doing this. Some of them have been swindled before. If you investigate further. I remembered sometimes back a woman that I loved so much. She came to Nigeria, and getting to Nigeria, she discovered some things very pathetic. What was the thing she discovered? She has been sending money to her husband, and he has been sending different stages of building to her. When she was relocating from our country to Nigeria, she sent all the home accessories, shipped it, and now took a flight. When she got to Nigeria, her husband was living with her mother. Her husband was living with the woman's mother. Not even a rented apartment. It was at that point I met them. It was so sad. Now, you want to prospect to such a woman whose husband with children have duped her. You know you will try. Everybody have a story why they behave the way they behave. You need to investigate further. Why is she acting this way? Why is it talking this way? I'm sure if I allow you to tell one thing you have heard or the other, the ground will be full. But people always have a reason to behave the way they behave. They object you because of where they are coming from. Somebody said, there is no gentleman without a story. No matter how gentle you are. Just hit the man in a place that is paining him, you shout. When you lead them on, they will open up, they'll tell you something. So don't be discouraged. So how do you handle it? If the prospect thinks that now is not a good time to buy, consider this aspect before continuing. Make sure the prospect is qualified. Don't waste your time. Some people, they call them Fawaraja. They can use their skin to buy anything in the market. In fact, you are prospecting to him or her to come and buy, which one is the cheapest? White House in Aton. Say, me? God forbid. Over my dead body. Where is your next? Don't you have something in Ikoyi or Banana Island? You know? Oh my God. See, if you follow by the voice you are hearing, you miss it too. You don't have anything like, you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, doesn't know the way to the airport. Please, don't waste your time. I've met a number of them. In fact, there was a day, somebody carried me in a car many years ago. You can offend adults, but be careful of children. We were going to go and pick the woman's children in school. I was much younger. For me, it was a privilege to be sitting in a car. So when we got to the filling station, she wanted to buy fuel. They dispensed the fuel. Oh yeah, pay. She ran away. Started the car and ran away. I thought it was a joke. We got to another place. She wanted to buy plantain. She bought plantain and ran away. She went to another place, bottle of groundnut. She bought it and ran away. I was in the car. Our children were in the car. If you see this woman, societal ladies. As I'm talking, our picture is coming back to my memory. This is the kind of life some people live and want to kill ourselves for them. They tell you, come back tomorrow, I'll see you. That's why it's good to have the Spirit of God, to be able to discern whether this is somebody I want to see again tomorrow. God told me many years ago, He said the greatest gift or the greatest asset anyone can own is not the choicest property on the island, but it is access to the voice of God. Access to the voice of God is the greatest asset you can own. I quote again. He said the greatest asset anyone can own is not the biggest house on the island, but access to the voice of God. If you can hear God, He will tell you, hey, this one, we will just waste your time. And you just switch. Say, yes, ma'am. I'll see you some other time. This same woman I told you of, one day, she lives around my neighborhood when we were growing up. There was a day somebody hits a car, small, around the frontage of the house. And the way she was shouting, oh no, oh this, I'll destroy your life, I'll do this, I have money inside, I made this, I made that. That month didn't pass. Armed robbers came to the house. And there are 4 flats in the house. And she's a Jonah inside a boat, inside a ship. 4 flats. She's using only 1 flat. So meaning that all the other 3 occupants, because of one person who have used her mouth to bring trouble, they didn't see any money in the house. So what am I saying? Please be careful. Don't waste your time. And let me also say this by experience. A number of us, we are always looking for big deals. Somebody wants to buy 100 acres. Somebody wants to buy 50 acres. You'll be carrying proposal about for 2 years. Why not settle down and sell to somebody who wants to buy 500 square meters? You still use that commission to survive. Every day you are talking 1,000 acres. You are talking 7,000 acres. There are some people like that too. One day, one of my pastor's wife was running from a brother. Say, mommy, it's you I want to see. No, don't come and see me. I'm tired of all this your proposal. Every time, lay hand on this proposal. Go and work. Mommy, I'm trying to work. I'm tired. You are making me look as if God is not answering my prayer. She now told me, say, Uncle Niyi, please, let me tell some of this your youth. That one is too much. Go and look for something realistic. That proposal is holding. It's about 1 billion naira proposal. Before the 1 billion will come, won't you do something first? It's not a sin. But they say, that is smoked or roasted dog, is sweet. But before it gets finished roasting, there is something you must first eat. To sell 1,000 acres is good. It's a testimony. But before they say yes, you must see something now. Abi? So stop looking for big deals that are nowhere. It's the small ones that when you are faithful with, that God will give you the big deal. Okay. So don't oversell because you are feeling desperate. Don't oversell. Like you talk. At the end of the day, you know that Baba is desperate. Say, mommy, tell about for me low me love because you know that okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sometimes ago, a lady came to me, very prominent online. Before she would say something, she would cry when we saw. And she was now accusing somebody and saying that the one that paid me most is the person who just bought a car, who could not even help me. And I said, so you are not happy that she could not help you? I said, do you know the number of people that are looking up to you because of your reputation online? That they are not happy that you are not helping them. And they don't know that even you couldn't hit yesterday. I said, hey, you better forgive her and move on. That see, it's only the people that tell you their own that you will know. A lot of people are not talking. That's why the generations of Osuke came. That voice out waiting they do you. Some people are shopping faded glory. You think they are okay. Sir, the people that actually makes news, they don't make noise. You don't need to know whether he has bought any property anywhere. is to do you the check. Pata pata, you post date it. Huh? Yes, ma'am. Yes, it's normal. It's normal.
Because the last time I went to his office, we are together. You know what? Said if I'm not interested,
I don't want us to get it twisted.
No, it's not twisted.
Yes, sir.
But it's not like what you said. I understand you perfectly. But there's some clients like that, and there's nothing you can force them.
You are right.
You don't force them. They make their own decision.
On their own. What do you say, man? Yes, ma'am. Move on. Now, let me. Okay, ma'am. But so in some cases it works. For some people, in some cases it works. but somebody puts on our status and say, even if you do 99.9% slash, I'm not buying any Black Friday. Even if you do 99.9%. So even if you do promo from tomorrow till day after, person no get money, no still get money. That's what I want us to arrive at. That so it is good enough for you to understand that I must be able to discern by the Spirit of God who is a time waster and who I should stay with. Do you know that there are some people that they don't look like it, but they actually carry what you are looking for? A number of times, many of them don't look like it. Because somebody said, even the best and the greatest opportunity may wear an overall and not a backpack. I mean, sir, let's not talk too much. But there are some people I've seen that, of course, you understand what I'm saying. Some of them we just wear. If you have high for designer, you see their slippers. Package. Okay, I'll tell you. There's a particular man. He wanted to go and buy a property, and when he got there, he dressed down. So the mama wanted to sell the property, gave him the amount he was asking to pay. And when it was done, he said he'll go and tell, the man said he'll go and tell his boss to come tomorrow. So the mama now said, wait, don't go. Before you go, I'll tell you something. The amount I gave you, I just gave you because I want the property to be yours. I've never accepted that amount for anybody. I know you are the one that wants to buy the property. She said, your skin betrays what you are saying. There are some people that when they see you, as salesmen, you need to know this. Check skin a number of times. There's a place of Fauraja, truly, people who disguise that you know that there's nothing. But there are some people, it can't be consistent. If you are either, you are faking it or you have made it. So, the person that there's nothing with, it's just a matter of time. The skin will show it. If you are faking it and there's no light every day, you are sleeping inside darkness, no AC, no nothing, it will show on your skin. And look at another man coming that you are talking to, and you can see a clean shave. You can see, just look at just 1, 2, 3 things. You can read in between. But if you are now blessed with the power of discernment, then you can now know whether this is a time waster or not. Please don't be deceived, however, by the skin also. Let me tell you, there are some people where they are swear for them. They have good skin. They live inside hotel. They don't have a house of their own. I don't know if you have met any of such people. Some people, they have permanent suits in the hotel. They don't have a block. They don't have 1 square meter land. I've met some of them before. I asked one of them, I said, sir, when are you checking out? He said, Pastor, you can see my things everywhere here. I said, I want, in my mind, I want shame, sir. It doesn't look like that. I know now that you pay for years and you are living there. What a life of wastage. And they'll give you good reason why they are living there. Let's move. Please, if you don't carry anything, carry the Spirit of God. So you can know those that sometimes there are some people I want to say to, maybe I have to do a deliverance prayer before they pay. Not behind them, in front of them. I pray God will open your eyes to see that those who are following you have not left you. When you get, okay, maybe I can't say that you'd be like that, maybe because of my own privilege office. Not as anything, but maybe God can open my eyes to see something. Like the story of a woman I told you sometimes back, whose housing allowance was 10 million, and she wanted to pay the rent. And I said, you mean you pay that 10 million? He said, I said, how will you? Where's your house? House nowhere. And you want, your office approved 10 million per annum for you, and you pay it. He said, why would I pay? It was so you. What are you wanting? What to say you? Like some people, their life is smashed, and they are still speaking English. I said, so you pay that rent, 10 million? He said, yes. I took her to a plot, a place where the estate, they were selling plot for 1.5 million. He said, no, Your Excellency won't like the place. She works with the government. Your Excellency won't like the place. We need a place that is classy, female, good neighborhood, lovely finishing, and to go by way. Even for our age, Marty Dabarabo. It's when you meet as a salesman, especially in this industry, you will meet things if you truly prospect. You will see Ogun. You see somebody and you see full Ogun battle following the person. She does not have one plot of land, and yet she eventually went to pay that 10 million naira rent per annum. And there are people like that. I gave you a statistic sometimes ago. I want you to still go and Google it. That where is the location of those who own properties in Lekki Phase 1 and Banana Island also? No, they live in Ikeja. They live on the mainland. A number of people on the island, they don't own those houses. Some of them, when their rent expires, they sleep inside car. It's so sad. Ogunio. Because the money is coming in. So such people, you meet them, they are using 2018 Range Rover, 2018 Prado. Omo Ijayani. It comes down like this with Ferragamo shoes. Just look at Baba. Oh my God. Sincerely, it's an asset to have the Spirit of God. The Spirit of God will just say, this one that I've turned back against. Don't go near him. There are some people that you must not move close to. That's it. But let's not go spiritual. It's not a church. So, some people will say it's too expensive. Oh no, it's too expensive. No. Some people will say, when you say, many years ago, somebody was saying that Mowe or Father. Must everybody go to Mowe or Father? Mowe. Don't you have something closer? How much was Mowe or Father that were selling them? Maybe 550 in 2008, 2009. 550. Say, don't you have something closer? So say, there is something in Arepo now. Say, how much is that one? Just 7 million. Just 7 million promo price. You have to put you now. So, I always tell people this, that the more your money, the closer you are to town. The smaller your money, the farther you go to. I wish I can write. I mean, I can write small money, long distance. Big money, town. When you hear some names like Ajangbaji, Okoko Maiko, those apologies to people who came from that axis. You know, we have an estate in Agbara. We'll go there. Where? No, those ones are closer now. For Ganizer. It's an area. Okay. So when you hear it's too expensive, how do you handle it? In this case, a few hard facts may help put their mind at ease. If you feel that the prospect just needs a little reassurance, put the price in context. How much it costs in relation to the return on investment, and how much it will cost not to act. So, it's too expensive, yes. And that's why I'm telling you to buy it. Don't buy what you won't be able to build in your lifetime. There are lots of people who are buying land. They call it Bejuleki, but they won't be the one to build it. It's for their children. Yeah, it's not a bad one. But what's your plan? What do you intend to do? You want a place that you can build, then you must set aside good money. It may not be that huge, but something that you know that when you buy it, it will be easier for you to build. Okay? Somebody who is working on the island, for instance, and you are saying you should come and buy Vejileki, you may consider it to be far away. Okay? Can you buy something in Aja? Can you afford it? If Aja is too expensive for you, should we look at Ilakowe, Langbasa? But that Langbasa is scary the way you mentioned it. The name Langbasa, or Baduri Abijo. But that Langbasa, there is something about that name Langbasa. Okay, so let's move forward. Just send me the info. You know, we have a lot of people like this. So we call this objection style the brush off. They just send you on errand. Just send me the info. You may not open it. They will read it but not respond. Aha. So how do you think you can handle such people when they have sent you away already? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. I'm coming back to you, sir.
With respect to the second point about, you said something about
The ROI in relation to what they are parting with now. Okay? Like I said the other time, that if you invest much money, the return, you get it faster. If you invest cheaper money, then you have to wait. It may be your children that will reap it. E.g., somebody in town built a 4-wing terrace. At that time, the cost of building it will be about 80 million for that 4-wing terrace, maybe 22 million for each. And the land was for about 100 million. So that is landing cost 180 million. So he rented the 4 houses, each unit then for 6 million, and collected 2 years rent. So that's how much? 12 million times 48 million. Agency, legal, and all of the rest, think about 12 million. So 60 million. That's the first rent. 60 million on an investment of 180 million. It means that if he decides to collect another 2 years, if he decides to collect 6 years and all, he has recovered all he invested at once. So the next time they will see his face is 6 years after, because he can close the eyes and take that risk to invest in town. So I allow them to see the return, how fast it can come if you have the money to invest in town. So Then you also spoke about the fact that some of them, they will read it and they will not respond. In most cases, people who act that way may be acting from two perspectives. One is he can't afford it, or two, he's not ready, or even three, it may not be the location of preference. That's why it's good to have different options. So it's important for you to look at varying options. You can push. If somebody says, send me an email, get all that you can lay your hands on as different locations and push it forward. Then never do it in a hurry. Make sure that even the payment plan, as affordable, as flexible as possible, include it in your mail. Put something inside that they can't resist, that will make them to call you. If you can, like the call to action, if you can do this between now and so time, you get this % off. And the man with his bold eyes called you. I just saw your mail. How did you get my email? A lot of people do it. When they see something they can't resist, they now call you and start telling you, okay, let's book an appointment. Let's see if this can work out. So, but a number of times when people just say, just send me, do you know the cure to this? Prospect more. Okay? We talked about the law of average, and we say that, okay, when you talk to a minimum, my rule has not changed. Talk to a minimum of how many people per day? 30. Thank you, sir. 30. Not less than 30 people per day. Out of that 30, 20% out of them would indicate interest or respond to you. 20% of 30 is how many? 6. So, from that 6, 20% of that 6 will buy what you are selling. What's 20% of 6? 1.2. So that means 1 and 2. So if you have to approximate it, it will go to like at least 2 people will buy from you. If you can talk to 30 people in one day. But somebody will ask, how do I get 30 people? You see more than 30 people in one day. It's because you have not paid attention. You go to malls, you go to bars, you go to gym, you go to church, you go to mosque, you go to parties. Some people go to party, all they go and display there is Ashwebi. They've forgotten that you got money to buy this Ashwebi. And people you are meeting there must pay for this Ashwebi. So you need to strike a deal in that party. So don't allow yourself to be brushed off. So talk to as many people. At least if you talk to 30 and you're able to sell to 2 from 30, 28, thank God. That means if you're consistent about it, in 5 days you have sold 10 plots. If it is plots you are selling. And the rule has not changed though. Whether you are doing it offline or online, make sure you are reaching out to at least 30 people. At least each day, if you must break through in sales. It's not the one that you sit down somewhere and you'll be expecting manna to fall. As you are doing online, reach out outside also. Go out and talk to people. You meet people depending on what you are selling. Now, you are selling in Bejuleki. How many times have you gone to prospect at Palms Mall on the island? How many times have you gone to areas or malls very close to Chevron, where a lot of those people living there are actually tenants in probably Carlton Gate, in probably Orchard? A number of them are tenants there. Now I tell some of my people in the office, I'll say, please go to the Chevron axis for some of our properties on the island. Now when people are returning back, during break time or close of work, and you are prospecting to them, what is coming to their mind is, it's not a bad idea. I can actually own a property in Bejuleki while I'm working here around Chevron. It's closer. But many of us will carry our flyer, and you are selling the Bejuleki property, and you go and prospect in Ikotu Egbe. The prospect is saying, Talo Magbembe, who will live there? It does not add up. Begin to change your strategy as it relates to who you are talking to and where you are going to talk to them. It's very important. Move, sir. I don't have time to talk to you right now. How do you handle it? First, try to discover if it's really a lack of time or it's something else. So using the general objection process above, the introduction might go like this. I'm sorry, I just don't have the time to talk to you today. So what you do is listen, understand, respond, and confirm. We've done this before. Let's move, sir.
Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, the next point, sir. I need to run this past my boss. We've spoken about this. That's what we're talking about. In some homes, is a woman that will take the decision. Please, let me say this. As you are prospecting when it comes to selling of houses, and you are talking to the man, make sure the house you are selling has a big kitchen. Do you agree? It must have a big kitchen. The man you are talking to is considering the room of the wife. The room of every woman in the house is where? The kitchen. That's where they spend most time. When a kitchen is shoky, a woman doesn't like it. They like a place where they can take their friend who comes to visit them to, and they can go and gist and gossip about their husbands. Am I making sense? I know now. No. They go to the kitchen to gossip about their husband, especially when they say sit there. Okay, so how do you handle it? If a prospect really isn't authorized to make the decision, ask to speak to the person who is and start again. We just talked about it. So next is product X is cheaper. I've told you about this before, that there's a need for you to understand how or where your product is and get to run through the product of other competitors around you, because many people will actually run your product side by side with other competitors' products. Where exactly is yours located? Why are you selling for the price you are selling? And you can defend it. Not really defend, enlighten them. Why you are selling for the amount you are selling. I told you at a time in the US that I prospected. I've told you the story before. I prospected somewhere. Somebody was saying that, how will I buy you for 5 million when somebody just spoke to me for 700,000? And I said, let's Google it. And they put it on the Google Maps and they saw the distance between mine and theirs. And they saw that the one for 700,000 is not actually Bejuleki, but where? Ekiti. And they call it Bejuleki. Okitipupa. And so that road, that coastal road goes all the way, bless you, goes all the way towards Okitipupa. So, and some people still call it Ibejuleki. Amen. There are some places that when you are going that they call the Bejuleki for you, you need an auxiliary, a 4-wheel drive. And they still salesperson. But it just keeps telling you yes. You can't improve. And I say this, some people will call me and say, sir, please, I want you to help me talk to my prospect. He's proving stubborn. As if I carry you. Okay, I always tell them, don't dump your prospect with me. I'm not interested. Initiate a conference call and listen to the conversation that ensues. Because there's a need for you to learn. I didn't emerge as anything. I've not even emerged. I've not started. But I'm learning from other people. Now, maybe we should do this. There's a movie called, a reality TV show called The Intern by who? No, I'm referring to the one that Donald Trump did. Apprentice. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Apprentice. Intern is the one for Nigeria. So Apprentice is the one done by Donald Trump. It's not going to be a bad one if we can try to get some clips from it and learn how to counter objections on the streets. You see different sides to it. The Apprentice. We can just get some clips and call it off. It will help us a great deal. Okay, so after this is additional information. To further perfect your objection, overcoming capability, you can also do this. 1. Perfect your sales process from the start to the finish. Objections don't arise in a vacuum, and if other parts of the sales conversation are broken, the whole process will break down, objection or not. Practice makes perfect. Let me tell you, there is no time you spend rehearsing to sell that is a waste of time. Please, I can say this anytime, T. There is no time you spend going out with somebody who is going out to sell that's a waste of time. There's always something to learn. Yes, you have waited till this time. There is a lot that you are investing. You have weighed the option and you saw that it was more valuable for you to wait till this time. See, there is a need for you to look at the mirror and speak to yourself and tell yourself, hello madam, how you doing? You know, you go as far as checking your breath. How do you smile when you accidentally jam a Dangote or a Femi Ote, or you jam a Jimovia? So what will you say? Can you sell Bejuleki for them? You know, your heart may skip. So what will I tell them if I see them? Those are some of the rehearsals you need to do. So, sir, it will be a great honor to actually partner with you to actually see how we can package an estate for you. Oh, where? Just give me a place and I can tell you for free that I can give you 5 different locations around any place you mention. I've thrown it back to him. I've given him assignment. You know, you don't see, these are things that, you know, there's an opportunity will meet with preparation. So you must practice it, that what if I meet him or where I'm going. Say, if there's a reason for you to go out, to go and prospect, don't go out alone. Go with somebody. Go in twos. And let there be a difference between the temperaments. If you are going out as a sanguine, don't take another sanguine. At the end of the day, all of you will end up talking. You talk, they clap for you. You forget the check. You now get up and they have closed. Say, I'm a baby check. Okay, and bad. Isn't bad. Thank you. So, you must know when to call it quits. So, and pair yourself. And I said something before now. I said, you know what? Even Jesus, he knew how to pair people. He saw one sanguine, one choleric. One sanguine, one choleric. No two sanguine. Because they will talk, they won't remember to tell you to accept Jesus. They will be talking about life, what happened last Friday. They talk everywhere. They talk this. They even to forget the Jesus they came to preach. And when they are going to say, what am I saying about Jesus? Let's move. So ask me your question. Still have me. Your question, please, before I go. Your question. Don't send me message, asking question. Ask now. Because I know some people will send me message. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes.
Because of what he said, he was talking about the prospect. I wanted to quickly help us balance and get place. Right? When we are communicating with prospects.
Yes, sir.
Right? And we are telling them, we are showing them all the promo, the discount,
Yes, sir.
the call to action to take action.
Some desperate moves, it will show that Oga, e.g. Oga, tell about for me check your man sack me. Okay, what has that got to do with him? If they sack you, even if you know that your job is on the line, never say such. Now, there is a need for you to get to know. There's a need for you to get to know that truly your job is on the line, but it is not the business of your prospect to save your job. So what do you do in that case? It is just to make sure that they get to know the value they will get when they buy from you. You can share, sir. So they must get to know the value that they are getting from your product. That way, you won't need to tell them your job is on the line. You know the way I do it? By His grace. Sir, when I'm going out and I wear a good suit, I am going out and I tell myself, in my mind, I'm not saying it out, but I know I'm desperate. But you would never hear from my mouth that this one will pay. So, all your questions, your objections, I have time for you. All these, I forgot my checkbook at home. I've told you before. Where's your house? Let's go. You don't have token. I have POS. How would I have a POS? See this one. When people on the streets begging for money have POS, you have POS. No, you must have now. It's not difficult to apply for. Amen. He's looking at me like, oh my, rich, no, sir. You give options that will be convenient to them. It's not desperation. You don't have time. And you bring options. Give me option now.
It's options.
It's options. You know, you don't have POS. Your checkbook is not here, and you like what I'm saying. Whichever, you know what? I tell people when they say, "Do you have a property in Surulere?" Excuse me, what's your budget? My budget is 40 million. Okay, how soon are you ready? As soon as you can get one. I have one now. Okay, send me the picture. Wait, man. How sure am I that you actually have that fund? Sometimes it gets to that point because there are a lot of time wasters. Sincerely, a lady had made me work at a time, and I was cutting people off from talking to her. She insisted she must be talking to me. So I didn't want any of my people to talk to her. I made sure that there was that rapport. And eventually she said, I actually wanted to see all the properties by faith. That I'm acting faith. The money is not actually physically on ground. So that we can buy it on the phone. Like there are some people that you feel like slapping from the phone. That how will you have faith? Are you joking? Faith? Do you know that the father of faith is my bishop? You want to tell me about faith? When you are not ready, there's no big deal in going to claim a property, but don't involve people who are working. Some people they put fuel in the car, they take you on the inspection, and you come back and say you're acting faith. Where? I'll take it personal. So, sir, there's a need for you to ask questions. Sincerely, sometimes he appears like Adam. So please don't allow or entertain time wasters. Screen them well, then shoot. You know, you don't. The David, when he took the catapult, he targeted the forehead of Goliath, even though God shot the stone through him. It was not his efforts, but he made a move. He was skillful at it. It took him years. That's the place of preparation. Before he got to that point where he could, from a distance, fire the catapult. And just one stone out of 5 pulled down a man who had been terrorizing. So you don't need so much talk, but ask polite, intelligent questions. If they don't have questions for you, ask them questions. They'll buy. If you have any of them, I just pray it's within the period that I'm free, that you just tell me ahead of time. Then I'll look for a way to create time within that time. If you have to speak to any of those prospects, not time wasters. If you see anybody serious that actually desires to buy what you are selling and they're expressing some fear, let's do a conference call with them and let's see what God will do. See you at the top. Thank you. Thank you, sir.